I'm really honored. I want to welcome you to the show, Pop-Up Conversations. We talk to Canadian artists in and around the GTA and even far beyond about their music journey and all that they're doing. I am a fan of yours. I've been listening to your song all day. And it just comes at a time where it is so soothing and it just gives you a quiet kind of peace. I'm going to talk to you about that later because it's helped me through my day, which hasn't been all great, but I found your song very soothing and very peaceful. So we're going to come back to that. But before we go there, I just want to get I just want to hear just a little bit about your music journey. How have we gotten here? How did you get into music?
Oh wow. Okay, so I think it's just so I don't come from like a musical family or anything. Like
Okay.
at most my parents might like put like Simon and Garfunkel in the background here and there. But church, yes, oh choir music, like it's just I think it started off as poetry a little bit, like songwriting.
Okay.
And like I started jotting down like little rhymes like the cat sat on the mat and then went on the bat. It wasn't great. Not good. But then my brother, I was at this phase in my life where I wanted to copy everything my brother was doing. And then he started playing the guitar, and I was like, I must play the guitar.
Uh-huh.
And then I just fell in love with it. I want to say I'm better than him now. So, wow.
Will he agree to
But
that?
I don't know. He's not on Instagram, so I can say what I want.
You can get away with that.
But yeah. So, I mean, ever since, I don't know. So, after I picked up the guitar, it was just like that poetry just met the music and it just like, the sweet spot. It's just like everything just became, words became music and music became thing. And then that excitement, that initial excitement when you play something that you've heard,
Uh-huh.
you're like obsessed with like some Avril Lavigne song and that first initial, you're like, you strum the exact same strum. You're like, oh, like your mind is blown. Like I think I just like fell in love with that whole thing then. But yeah, like the journey of writing songs, I never thought I'd be sharing them, to be honest,
Uh-huh.
which is why I only have songs out, although I've written I think maybe 50 or 40 or so, like a lot.
Uh-huh.
But um, yeah, it just recently when Chester Bennington of Linkin Park, like when he passed away, that left like a huge impact on me. Like I was like, wow, this person's music, like if he hadn't released those songs, I wouldn't have felt the closure, and it was like a hug, like from a friend, and
Uh-huh.
he may never have known me, but we all felt like we knew him, and I want to be that person to somebody. Like if my words can heal someone, can make someone feel like they're not alone or anything, like you never know, right? So it's
Absolutely.
just like a little contribution to I don't know, the world.
No, no, but that's again. I think it's a very fascinating journey. Your sound, though, it's unlike anything I have heard from all of the people I've spoken to. There's this kind of stripped down vibe to it, especially on your single, this recent single. It has like a folksy type of stuff that you would hear from like back in the day. You're not trying to do too much. It's not overly produced. I think it focused heavily on the vocals. How did you arrive on that type of stuff? Because you've mentioned like Avril Lavigne. But how did you how did you arrive at that style of music? Who were your influences?
Oh my gosh. So I have this secret playlist on YouTube that I used to cry to. I know this sounds very depressing, but in a good way. Like and a lot of it is there's like Angus and Julia Young, there's Ben Howard, there's Benjamin Francis Leftwich, and even Simon and Garfunkel, to be honest, like very acoustic focus. Like because the way I write songs, it's just me alone in my room, like overwhelmed with emotion. And like I'm just like, grrr, and like that same vibe is what I want the song to sound like. So I actually struggle, like me and my producer, Alvin Presley. So he's like, oh, we should add this, oh, we should add that, and we should add this, and we should add, and I'm like, no, 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 like, no, 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 it's too much, it's too much,
Yeah.
too much. Like initially the song had like drums and there was a whole bunch of things. I was like, no, take it all away, take it down. Like we're going back to the basics, and like just me and the guitar, and then he like sneak in like little elements, which eventually I agreed to. Like I was like, oh my god, and then it all worked out so well, which is why you need a producer, honestly.
Uh-huh.
Because if it was up to each person, I think they'll just end up doing what they're safe and comfortable with.
Yeah.
but you need someone who will really like see what you're saying, that vision, and take it to a place where it can be the best version of itself. So I think that's, but I just love the sound of the guitar. Honestly, just that like that is my jam.
No, it absolutely. No, it's all good. It absolutely works. I want to hear. Okay, now let's talk about the single because the title itself is almost type of misleading, and then you start listening to it, and you paint again. I think it comes back to your background as a poet and you writing lyrics, but it paints such a vivid picture. That I think is just incredible. So take me through the journey of writing that particular song, what you wanted to say and who it is, who it was intended for. I'm very curious to know.
It wasn't even, honestly, it is, like I've been describing it as this, and it is, in its essence, a love song to the mountains. It just is. It is like to the mountains, like for the mountains. I don't know, like I just like the story of how I wrote it was so I had this like really bad breakup, and then I went to, like I was just like, I need, sometimes it's like, yeah, people can help, they want to give advice and stuff, but sometimes you just need silence. Like you just need to really sit with yourself in that moment, at the risk of sounding like very like but like I went, like I did my first solo trip ever to this place, like I was high up on this mountain, like this cottage, and I was like and I just like, so the whole song is like, come with me, you're alone. So it's like, I want to take whoever's listening like with me up that mountain. I'm like, we're going, you're alone.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I want everyone to like be in that zone. And it's like the trees are beautiful, but then you reach the top of the mountain and it's like the mountain's whole mystery is far greater and grand. Or, that mist rolling in, and you just feel tiny. You feel like this, like small, so small, and the world is just like unfolding around you. I love that feeling. Like it just reminds you of how, like just humility, I think it teaches you and reminds you like your problems are nothing. Like it's there, but there's so much more. There's so much more in the world. There's so much more to see. And like that's what the chorus is. It's like they will teach you with silence what crowds cannot tell. And you know what words cannot spell. It's like you get overwhelmed and you're not able to like even put it in words. And they will bury the violence the world has instilled. It's like you have so much, you come with this like crayon, and then turns it into like, just like, like that's what I feel, honestly, in the mountains. It's like, I know I sound like a complete like tree hugger. I do love hugging trees, I must say. But that's just, yeah, that's the song. Do you like mountains?
I do.
You like mountains?
I do. I do. And now you've made me love it even more.
Yeah, see, like this was especially for like mountain people, I think, like, oh my god, we sound so like mountain people, but anyone who loves nature, I think, will relate to that feeling of just feeling small in this, like a piece of this bigger puzzle, which I love that about nature.
And again, I think it's so timely because I think, with all that has gone on in the world and with all that we're experiencing, I think just having that word of wisdom, I should say, to let us know that even in the midst of all of this chaos, there's something much bigger. Like there's something much bigger than all of this that we're going through, even if it's affecting the entire world. But there's still something much bigger, something much serene, something much calming. I think it's a wonderful and timely song that you've put out. So thank you so much for doing that. Like I said, it helped me through today. I'm sure it's going to help me even more. But I just want to get a sense of the reception so far. How people have received how people have received the song.
Oh my gosh! So yeah. It's funny that you should say timely because I literally released it on December 31st, which is hilarious because all year I was like, I'm releasing a song this year, I'm releasing a song, and then December 31st I was like, hey, but and this was the first song I think that I actually got a little bit into like music promotion and everything. It's kind of an iffy area for me because I struggle with like the concept of the business side of music and like getting people, like I want people to hear it because I'm like, I want you to feel what I feel like when I wrote this, but then at the same time I'm not like shoving it down like someone's ear, like follow me, like me, share, follow, you know, like I'm not, I don't know. So I still have to find that balance. But whoever has listened to it has told me like what you told me, and it always like makes me so emotional. Like it's so nice when you know, and oh my gosh, I have to tell you this. Yeah, so the reason why it even came out on the 31st in time was because I've been sending this track to another of my friends who's like a music. He's in LA,
Okay.
and he was getting married.
Okay.
And he told me, he's like, I have a favor to ask you.
Yep.
And me and my fiance, we heard the song and we want this to be our wedding dance. And I was like, you're kidding. And I was like, it has to be perfect. It has to be perfect. So I sat and like we worked on it. I worked on it with Alvin, like the producer. I got the artwork was done by my friend Dai Chief. I was like, you have to do it, you have to do it, yeah, we have to do it, we have to get it in time for the like wedding. And it's so beautiful. Like so that was the initial reception. Literally a wedding reception.
Wow. Wow.
And someone else I think also told me how there was somebody who, one of my friends, she sent it to a friend of hers who had actually had an accident, and he loves traveling, he loves going to the mountains, and he hasn't been able to walk very much since the accident. And she sent him this song, and he danced for like the first time, like a long time, and like, it's like, you know, those little things. Oh my God, I literally cry with like, yeah, so anyway, so it's those stories which like make it worthwhile, you know? So, hi Sarah, thanks for your blue hearts. But yeah, it's those stories and moments when like it's connected with someone, like that's the magic. Like I feel that is my definition of success. It may not have like 5K, like subscribe, like 1 million K or whatever, but like this is my K. This is all the Ks.
I hear you. And I'm having a fantastic time just talking to you. I think your energy is infectious. Like you just seem to, you have just it's just something so pure about you. So I think it translates into your music as well. Now it all makes sense to you, and I talk to you like I can put it all together now, where that kind of level of quality of songwriting comes from, because it shows up in your personality as well. What we try and do on this show, like I said at the top of the show, is there's so much talent here, in Canada, and we're doing our bid to talk to these people, to listen to them, to hear about their story, and to share them as best we can with the rest of the world. And I think you'll want to listen to. I think you'll want to be listened to. So thank you so much for deploying your talent and for using your skill. Very, very appreciative of that. Okay.
Yeah, and thank you. Like I wouldn't have seen so many of the amazing artists I followed. I like stalked your page and like followed on there. Like it's people like you who like help it happen. Like it's all like a chain, right? It's like musicians by themselves are like without listeners and like the sharers, it's like music would just be, yeah, it's still fine. It's still for ourselves, but still, like people like you are the MVP. Thank you so much.
Thank you. But before I let you go, just let us know where we can listen to your music and where we can follow to see what's coming up next for you.
Absolutely. So it is Shalini Maria. That's Shalini. It's pronounced like Melanie with like a sha. That's how I say it, because everyone's like Shalini. And I'm like, oh no, it's Shalini. But that is Shalini Maria, and it's on Spotify, on Apple Music, on Amazon Music, everywhere you listen to music, YouTube. And I have another song called Stay the Same, which you should listen to. Promoted that at all. And like I feel like it's that, like the first sibling who no one cares about now. Like I'm like, no, no, I've written a song. But yeah, the same. And there's Velvety, my second single. And there is another song coming out, and it's not going to be the last day of the year, I swear. Like it's
Hopefully
called As
not.
All Things Grow. Yes, and I'm working with this amazing producer in Mississauga called and I'm working with the Glimpse team. I don't know if you know Rob from the Glimpse team, the Glimpse kids. They're doing such a great job. So I'm working with them on the song. It's going to be quite exciting.
Awesome.
So that is something to look forward to.
Awesome. No, we're honored to have had the opportunity to talk to you today. We're going to share your music on our page and keep sharing it and just letting people know about how much beauty there is in the words that you write and in the music that you create. We're deeply honored. We say, we encourage you to keep writing and keep telling those stories and keep making your voice heard. But for now, we want to thank you so much, and but we'll keep talking, okay?
Yes, will do. Thank you so much. Oh my God.
No worries. Just before I go, I want to thank everybody who joined in today. A produced version of this chat is going to be available a couple of days from now, so we hope you guys come back to watch that whole interview. Okay.
All right.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Take
Thank
care
you
now.
so much.
Have a great
Everyone
night.
have a wonderful day.
You too. Take care.
Bye.